Hello boys, girls, people from other worlds, my name is Star-Punz. Yes, recently I have undergone what YouTubers describe as immense YouTuber reboot surgery, where we shamelessly revitalized everything we have done towards the further goal of monetizing our own ambitions, whilst trying to stay close to what made our content the same as our fan bases enjoyed. Safe to say, I did not in fact come scot-free from this. Am I a victim of this disease soon again upon realizing using a me as a PNG tuber isn't the best idea considering $1 billion company would love more than anything to crucify me? Yeah, that doesn't mean I have to be lazy about it. Let's do the SMG4 fandom wiki and SMG4 Hobo Resort Discord server. This is where I got most of my information for this video, so let's get down into it. Okay. SMG4, legally known as Super Meme Glitchy 4, narcissism is a bitch considering you have your own face plastered everywhere for this channel alongside SMG3. And for good reason too. When you featured the pinnacle of YouTube Mario's 64 poops, they were above the clouds. I'm not even kidding, their influence across YouTube as a whole created a subgenre of creators. Hundreds of original characters going on to make an entire Netflix hit such as The Amazing Digital Circus. Which I just have to say, is actually incredible. There's no, without a doubt in my mind, that it is their greatest work. That and Who Let the Dogs Out.
I sit on you, sit on you, sit on you. This is what I do, I sit on you, right on your lap.
But a year ago, there was a spur in the confines of Yeah Boys and Are You Sure About That John Cena memes that they have not wanting to let go. The SMG4 cast suffered the same fate as many Nintendo parody accounts. Rebranding. Rebranding. There's nothing wrong with this motive. In fact, it's more desirable with this approach as this action for the sake of continuing their channel, considering they have entire teams for the process of these videos. It's just, well, I mean, look at this guy. Now look at this guy. It doesn't leave much to the imagination for the reason for this rebrand. Obviously, we all know who this is, but I mean, his personality is now boiled down to just a guy. His 64 model is way better in comparison, but in the end of the day, this is kind of the NPC you would find in an open world Mario game who asks you to find 5 water balloons for the reward of a superstar. There's nothing to be held in this design. I mean, that would be inherently be the worst thing, considering these are, again, YouTube poops. But, you know, just because it's shit doesn't mean you shouldn't take care of it. That wasn't the best analogy, but stay with me. The logo makes no sense. The color scheme hurts to look at. His smile annoys me. The hairstyle is just begging to be used for an isekai. His entire character ignores the last decade worth of content. Why are his legs so proportionally so stiff? Why does he have human proportional hands? And why is this the wrong blue? And why does his models have entirely different colors? Why are his overalls the same backwards? Why does he have high heels? What is he compensating for? And why is his logo shaped like that? I mean, what are the guidelines and what made this design so important to the community that it garnered such an outcry? Let's review what these videos are in the first place. Short form content meant to entertain with absolute nonsense and non-stop humor, whilst utilizing tons of widely known IP and parody nonsense. The old design captures this as a way to convey to the audience that this is not a place of logic nor fundamental understanding. It's in the same fashion as Animaniacs or Tiny Toons, using old designs we as society instantly recognize, but differed enough for the sake of parody. Now I know what you're saying. This is just a fucking Mario recolor. Those watching it, it was an outlier. The one who understands that his world was nonsense, that his ambitions will always be outweighed by some cosmic need to ridicule him, and he embraces it. He views it as a content worth showing passion. This is his character now, I suppose. Before, he was some man who was stuck up with the antics of this mesh-mash adaptation of multiple sources of games, all fueled by dank memes. I've already accepted the corniness that I've dwelled myself upon, but really it's SMG4 that hasn't accepted it. From personal conversations with fans of the series, a common consensus can be formed. SMG4 has an identity crisis. Even whilst appealing to both sides of the fandom from old to new, they don't do it well anymore regardless. Which is why I proposed the theory that eventually SMG4 will have to come to a conclusion, choosing between continuing their promise of swag-themed memes, Snoop Dogg every day, or formulating a narrative unfolded by the misadventures of a man desperate for attention, because this is what this series has become. Now let's separate into groups of 3 and discuss, what is SMG4? He's a... Okay, let's see, normal ass guy who is self-proclaimed YouTuber. And that's it. It goes down into being a prick who more views his friends as assets for his videos, and kind of more so like actors, whilst they undergo literal PTSD. If SMG4 were to become a separate entity, we could begin with showcasing a world that fits his theme of social media relations. Here's my proposition. In this pitch, alright, this is an entirely new original continuity with the names. SMG4 is codenamed for Super Micro Glitch 4 model. In this continuity, shut up, I know, it should be SMG4M, and is a virus that inhabits the digital space of the internet. A lone guardian that works to patch up anything that is hindering the normal flow of the digital space. Which is how SMG4 is able to undergo any of these adventures that he and his crew usually embark on, consisting of online copyrights. If Glitch Productions decide for SMG4 to embark on its own quest, that's more than fine. His digital residents allow for further exploration. But now his character as a whole, it needs an overhaul. Alright, the self-insert shit, he's just an asshole. He's just an asshole to listen to, and I don't like it or watch it or endure, because there is no substance to what exactly I'm reading to here. We can make SMG4 a straight man protagonist in the same manner as, I don't know, even like Superman. Not in the same altruistic fashion, but just a genuine guy who's forced to undergo what is possibly the fullest sense of his world's insanity. Simply making a guy who wants to help his friends isn't a bad thing. Some may say it's plain, but what the hell is this then? Battle point. The lore could extend to his other numerical counterparts as a way of re-garnering interest by bringing in old characters to be redesigned. This can also be how we can incorporate the likes of Tari, Maggie, even Pomni if we wanted to, but explain that this is just a digital cloned reality. SMG4 is the face of Glitch Productions, besides Pomni. No matter what you spin on it, it's at Pomni. So disrespect the very history in which Glitch was founded on by sidelining characters that have impacted the entire industry? Hell, I won't even begin talking about how they treat the same voice actors who carry these characters to their untimely demise. Right, what was I talking about? The meme guy. Okay. First, let's decode what his ambitions would be. We said protecting the order, but what does that mean? Alright, what does he want instead of being told what to do? Joy. He wants to spread laughter to the world for the sake of not being so alone anymore. In a world he is so small. A simple-minded idea, sure, but this can be used to fill in the Italian-shaped elephant in the room. Combining the personalities of SMG4 and Mario makes Goku, when you think about it, when you really think about it, a complete-hearted dumbass. Anyway, this model is not to be used lightly, as I already see the issue. How would I even fit this in the Gmod content with SMG4 aspects? I mean, you could try. You know, they've done weirder. It's entirely possible for SMG4 to change formats, as it's been almost abundant to the point from the reaction videos to even a production that they want to go away from the baggage this brain rot of a series is. And that's entirely fine. If they were to take more of a narrative approach, it can be held in the same manner as before with the warfare of Italians and whatnot, but it's almost like they don't embrace it anymore. They're ashamed that they have to keep this character alive, so commit to these heinous actions being conducted, and it just doesn't feel right. SMG4 was a place for me, where I felt like I could belong despite never standing still. Even being in their Discord, I see the genuine love for the series, and I want this to continue on. But The identity crisis was almost bleeding into me. I didn't know where to continue on with this. Frankly, nobody does. I don't even think Luke and Kevin know. All that to say is that this is just a miniature critique on what's already been said tons of times, but I wanted to put in my own spin on like what they can do. And frankly, I personally always loved their content, and I always viewed it as a way to help children who always just needed something to laugh at, people something to relate to. It gave friends something to talk about. It gave a community something to hold on to. So this is just kind of dull to see how they are. Sure, they make millions, but that's just, let's be honest, toddlers. So yeah. Anyways, this is one of the quicker videos, but I hope you all have a good day. Figaro.